So it's not been a bad few days for Arsenal's Hale young guns. Hello, I'm Richard and welcome back to my channel over and over and over again, which features everything to do with Arsenal. So in this video I just really want to look back on what has been a great few days for Arsenal's young Hale End graduates. Eddie Nketiah of course scoring a 10-minute hat-trick for England, Reiss Nelson getting on the score sheet in that game, and also of course Bukayo Saka. Not only is it his birthday today, his 19th birthday, he made his debut for the England under-21s in that game last night, and also of course he's been nominated for Young Player of the Year. Just before I get into all of that, I just want to make sure that you're all subscribing to my channel. If you enjoy what I'm doing, the videos that I'm making, the live shows that I've done, please subscribe to the channel. And if you like this video in particular, please give it a thumbs up. Any other previous videos that you've watched that you like, please give the thumbs up to them as well. That would be much appreciated. It just helps me to grow the channel. It is a new channel. I say it's only been going maybe sort of 4 or 5 weeks. It's gone really well so far. I've had a lot of great feedback, which I really appreciate. And you know, I just really want to try to get me subscribers up. I'm heading towards my first 100, which would be great. If we can get there maybe before the start of the new season next weekend would be fantastic. So if you haven't already subscribed, I say please do so. That would be much appreciated. So I think we should start with Bukayo Saka. I mean, first of all, because today's his birthday. He was born on the 5th of September 2001. So today obviously he's 19. Now it is quite easy to forget how young he is because of how mature his performances were last season. And if you remember, he played 38 games for Arsenal last season across all competitions. He scored 4 goals but had 12 assists. Really impressive numbers for such a young player. Now he played in a few different positions as well, didn't he? He played sort of left hand side of midfield, he played left back, he played left wing back, he played on the right side of the front three as well. He even played in a central midfield position as well in a couple of games. So not only is he versatile, but he's got end product as well. Very mature in the way that he plays the game. He gets into the final third, he doesn't rush things. He 9 times out of 10 he picks the right ball, and I say his assists that he got last season shows that. And he was getting assists from the left hand side and from the right hand side. Doesn't matter where he played. I mean, his assist for Aubameyang in the Community Shield last week was fantastic, wasn't it? What a great pass that was. And he's just had a phenomenal season and fully deserved his nomination for the PFA Young Player of the Year. I've got to be honest, I don't expect he's going to win, unfortunately. I think Mason Greenwood will probably have that award wrapped up. I think the ceremony's on Tuesday evening, isn't it? Tuesday or Wednesday this week. I mean, it'd be great if Saka can win it. It would be deserved, but I just feel as though Mason Greenwood has probably just edged it for the season that he had at Manchester United. Of course, scored a lot of goals, didn't he? But let's not take anything away from the impact that Saka has had. And I feel as though this season coming up now is going to be a massive season for him. Of course, he signed his new contract, didn't he, in July, and he's obviously the future of the club. A little odd statistic maybe he's got is that he actually went to the same school in Ealing as Paul Merson, of course, another former Arsenal legend who came through the academy. So if he can have as good a career, as successful a career with Arsenal as Merson did, then he won't have done too badly, will he? I've got to be honest, actually, I'm really excited about him. I think he can go right to the very top. Now, in terms of his international career, of course, he is eligible to play for Nigeria as well due to his family. But so far, he's represented England at under 16, under 17, under 18, and under 19 level. And of course, last night in that match in Kosovo, he made his debut for the under 21s as well. The next step, obviously, is a call up to the first team squad, isn't it? And I think that's just a matter of time. He can't be far away. He couldn't have been far away from a call up for these games this week. Really, I don't think. But maybe the fact that he didn't perhaps play as much towards the end of last season might have gone against him a little bit. But I'm sure it's just a matter of time until he's in the full England squad, and hopefully he can really flourish and become a really big player for England. It's been a long time, hasn't it, since a young Arsenal player has come through the ranks and really established themselves in the England side. In fact, I can't remember the last time that happened. I mean, I did mention it in a video I did a week or so ago after the call up for Maitland-Niles, just that how the young Arsenal players don't seem to be given the same opportunities for England as maybe young players at some other clubs. So, but let's hope Bukayo Saka can really change that, because I'm really excited about where his career can go. He's such a mature player for his age, and the numbers that he produced last season just show what a great career he can have. Now, of course, we know we can't ignore the brilliant performance last night from Eddie Nketiah either, can we? He scored a hat-trick in 10 minutes, which turned the game. It was 0-0 at half-time. Quite disappointing, really, for the England under-21. So, but Nketiah scored 3 goals: the 51st minute, the 55th minute, and then a 61st minute penalty. So, a hat-trick in 10 minutes is a phenomenal achievement at international level. And I think, again, that shows maybe the maturity now that Eddie has been showing. I think that the loan spell at Leeds that he had at the start of last season, although he didn't play as many games as maybe he would have wanted to, or maybe we were expecting him to, I do think that that's helped him develop. He's come back and he looks a lot more physically stronger, and he seems a lot more mature in his play. He's still not the finished article, is he? I think we all know that. He's still got a lot of improvements to make. But you can see he's certainly heading in the right direction. I'm sure that hat-trick for the under-21s will really help him. He's a bit of a goal poacher, isn't he? He sort of reminds me a little bit of a player like sort of an Ian Wright type of player, isn't he? He knows where to be, he gets on the end of things. And a number of his goals are sort of close range efforts, aren't they? Because of his anticipation and his excellent movement. So I think he's got all the attributes to be a top striker. And let's just hope he gets enough opportunities this coming season. Of course, at the moment, we don't know, do we, whether Lacazette is going to be staying at the club or not. If Lacazette moves on, then there could be a real opportunity for Eddie to get a lot more game time this season, and then we can see exactly how quickly he can develop, because he's certainly come on a hell of a lot over the last year in particular, and he's always going to score goals, isn't he? He's a natural goal scorer, and that's a priceless asset, isn't it, to have in a young player. Finally, as well, Reece Nelson as well last night for the under-21s came on as a substitute, and he also scored as well. He scored in the 66th minute to make it 4-0. So it was a great night for the 3 young Arsenal lads there, wasn't it? Saka's debut, Nketiah's hat-trick, Reece Nelson getting a goal. And I think it just shows how fortunate we are at this moment in time to have such a great crop of young players coming through at the same time. Of course, Ainsley Maitland-Niles, as we mentioned, has got his first call up to the main England squad as well. And finally, it seems as though our young players are getting the recognition they deserve. We need to be careful, don't we, that we don't put too much pressure on them, because they are still young and still developing and still learning, which is the important thing. But this is among some of the most exciting crop of young players to come through together for quite a long time, probably since the times of when Tony Adams came through, Michael Thomas, and David Rocastle, Paul Merson, all those guys, when they all came through together. This could be something similar to that, and I think under Arteta as well, they've got the right coach to help them to develop, and also to keep their feet on the ground. Maybe that's a little bit why Bukayo Saka was left out of the team towards the end of last season a little bit. Perhaps that might have been one of the reasons why Arteta wants to bring them through more gradually. Perhaps I think Saka got more game time last year than anybody would have anticipated due to a few injuries that we had, and of course he came in and took his chance, didn't he? But yeah, I mean it's great to have such a good bunch of young players all coming through together. And it was great to see them, wasn't it? The FA Cup final, with the pictures of them all together celebrating with the cup and stuff like that. All grown up together, come through Hale End, and it is good to see, isn't it? And it does give us all a feeling they're proper Arsenal boys, aren't they? And it's always nice, isn't it, when you see your young players come through your academy and have success in the first team. So let's hope that this is the start of something really big, for the guys themselves, but also as being part of what is going to be, what certainly looks like being the start of a successful period for the club again, doesn't it? Just before I finish, I just really wanted to quickly mention the re-signing of Dani Ceballos last night. Of course, that was confirmed. It's another loan for a season from Real Madrid. I think we're paying more of his wage this time than last season, but it's great that we've got him back. He clearly wanted to come back. He's you know, over the moon about that. Arteta obviously wanted him back as well. Very kind words he said about him, wasn't he? Praised him a lot towards the end of last season, rightly so. From lockdown onwards, certainly he was a key player, wasn't he, for us? He was a key player in the run to the FA Cup final, and obviously finally and winning it as well. So it's great to have him back for another season. Let's hope he can have a similar impact this season as well, and we'll see what happens at the end of the season, whether there's a possibility to sign him permanently. I mean, I can't remember the last time we got a player on loan 2 seasons in a row. It's very unusual, isn't it? Usually you might get them for a year on loan and then you buy them, but this is another loan. As I say, it's a little bit unusual, but it's great news for the club, and it's another important signing, isn't it? Midfield is the one area where we still need to strengthen a little bit, so let's hope that we can get another 1 or 2 guys coming in the midfield positions, and I think if we do that, we'll have a really good, well balanced squad. We've got these young players, as I said, coming through as well, and the future finally looks bright, doesn't it, for the club, after, you know, a few years where we've maybe been going through not a difficult time, but a transitional period really, from the end of Arsene Wenger and the final kind of years of that, which could be difficult at times. And you know, this transition now seems to be, we seem to have turned a corner, don't we? Which is great. And so I'm personally quite excited about this season coming. So that's that today. So I just really wanted to highlight these great young players really, and the success that they're having at the moment. Obviously, best of luck to Bukayo Saka in the Young Player of the Year award on I think it's Tuesday, isn't it? Be great if he could win it. I feel he's probably not favourite, but he's fully deserved his nomination. It's great to see that he's getting recognition as well that he deserves, because he had a brilliant season. And of course, you know, Eddie and Kitty and Reece Nelson as well for their great performance last night for the under-21s. And I'm sure there's more to come from all 3 of them this season. Plus, of course, all the other great young players that have come through our system and played. I'm saying good luck to Ainsley as well in the England squad for the game against Iceland tonight, and obviously Denmark in midweek. Let's hope he can get on the pitch, get some minutes. That would be great to see as well, wouldn't it? I say a young Arsenal player coming through and getting to play for the full England side. There's no greater feeling of satisfaction, is there, for everybody at the club, I think. So that's what that is today. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're liking my channel as well, please subscribe as well. I say we've got some great stuff coming up on this channel over the next week as we build up to the start of the Premier League season. Of course, this time next week we'll know how we've started, whether we started with all 3 points at Fulham. Hopefully that's the case, but I'll be doing a full preview of that game later on in the week, plus a few other bits and pieces as well as we move into the season. Maybe looking at some opening day games from previous years as well, some memorable ones. There's one in particular that springs to my mind at Everton about 9 or 10 years ago. But yeah, I'll do a video on that as well. So look out for all that kind of stuff. And of course, in the meantime, as always, come on you Gunners!